absent people can hear that. So today we're going to start practicing, continue to practice more with simplifying radical expressions. If for some reason I feel like you guys are really, really good with these, we are going to start the 9-2 extension, which is classifying triangles. However, I think it might be more beneficial just from checking homework. I could tell some of you guys could use some more practice with the radical part. So again, Friday, tentatively quiz planned for 9-1 through 9-3. I have a review day built in there as long as things go well. If we need to move it, I will let you know. Okay? I think that's all the announcements. Do you guys have any questions for me about anything? After this chapter, just a reminder, we have one more chapter that I'd like to get through, and then we're going to start reviewing for your cumulative exam, which is kind of like your end of the year test. So I know, but there's only one more. You'll be fine. It's exciting.
When is it?
I'd like to have it be sometime the last week of May so that I have some time to grade them. So, but we'll see. I'm working on that. I'm trying to shorten it so it's not extremely long. Amberly? June 8th. And I think we have to come, hold on, let me make sure. Yes, you guys June 8th. Teachers have to come the 11th. So you guys are June 8th. Yeah. All right, let's go over warm up and then we'll move to your homework. Any questions on either? Let's hold them until we go over answers. Neil and Steve. Okay, so warm up. Number 1, let's go through answers here. Shane, what'd you get? It's 10 times the square root of 2. Good job. Number 2, Amberly. Good. 3 times the square root of 5. Please check yours. If something is wrong, fix it. Write the answer correctly. If you don't know what you did wrong, you need to make sure you let me know. I'm sure it's not just you. So please make sure you tell me when we're done going over these. Grace, number 3, please. Good. Alexis, number 4. Good job. 20 times the square root of D. Skylar, number 5. Good job. Number 6, Ben. Okay, hold on. 6 first. We'll come back to questions. What did you get for number 6? 5 and square root of n, what it should be. Jackie, number 7. Good job. 3 times the square root of 7. Abigail, number 8. Okay. Shane, number 8. Good. Number 9, Neil. Close. What are we missing? Peyton? Okay, yep. Steve, number 10. Okay. Peyton, number 10. Nope, but you're close. I think you simplified, but you shouldn't have. Kevin? You said it wrong. Nathan S? Yeah, 4 over 9. Whoops. Should be 4 over 9 because the first thing you do is separate into square root of 16 over square root of 81. The square root of 16 is 4. The square root of 81 is 9. Yes, I know these are both perfect squares, but they are already out of the radical symbol. So you can't take the square root again because they're already out of the square root symbol. Shane? You want to do the next one? Okay, go ahead. Good. Square root of 5 over 7. And number 12, Drew? You said square root of x over 12? You're close. Grace? Good. Should be x over 12 because x squared and 44 are both perfect squares. So square root each of them and then leave them like that. Neil? No. There's no square root sign. Yeah, we already took the square root of it. Ben? Okay, so let me go back to questions here. Starting with number 3, the largest perfect square that goes into 112 is 16. So the first thing you need to do is change 112 to 16 times 7. And then 16 is a perfect square, so I'm going to circle it. The square root of 16 is 4. The square root of 7 stays there because it's not a perfect square, and there's not any other, Geo, don't do that. There's not any other perfect squares that go into 7. Make sense? Okay. Peyton. Okay. Number 4, the first thing you do is separate them into square root of 400, square root of d. 400 is a perfect square because 20 times 20 is 400. So square root of 400 is 20, and then the d has to stay inside the radical symbol because it's not a perfect square. Any variable to the second power is a perfect square. Okay? Ray, you had your hand up? 11, okay. Number 11, the first thing you need to do is separate them into 2 separate radicals. So square root of 5 over square root of 49. Square root of 5 is not a perfect square. However, square root of 49 is. So you really can just take the square root of this, which is 7, leave your square root of 5 on top. You okay? Camille? What number? 5? I just didn't hear you. Okay, number 5, we are going to split it up into square root of 9 and square root of y squared. Both of these are perfect squares, Camille. Square root of 9 is 3, and then square root of y squared is y, so your answer is just 3y. They're both perfect squares. Okay, anyone else? Evan, you okay? Drew? Wait, say that again. What did you get? Okay, so you did square root of 25 and square root of 8. Okay, so then you simplified it to 5 square root of 8, right? But guess what? 4 goes into 8, and it's a perfect square. So you need to keep going. So that's how you get 10 squares of 2. Now, you did it the longer way. The easier way to do this would be to recognize that 100 goes into 200, and 100 is a perfect square. So really, what I did is square root of 100 times square root of 2, and you get 10 square roots of 2. Okay? Okay, anyone else on the warm-up? Okay, the hard part's going to be going over the homework because some of these were pretty difficult. So let's go through the homework answers, and then, as always, I will come back to questions. And then I think what I want to do is some more practice problems with you guys. And then I'm going to give you time in class to start your homework so I can make sure that if you need help, I have time to help you. Okay, so homework, Steve, number 1. Good, number 1 is 10. Number 2, Gio. Good. 5 times the square root of 3, and I think I have the answers highlighted. Oh, maybe not that one. Number 3, Nathan S. Say that again. Good. Negative 12a. Number 4 is 8x square root of 2x. So number 4 is 8x square root of 2x. Joseph, number 5. Did you say 200 square root of 10? Close. Abigail? Yep, 20 square root of 10. Somewhere down here. Okay, 20 square root of 10. Sorry, it's way up here. Number 6 should be a to the 4th, and then square root of 15b. So I'll say that again. Number 6 is a to the 4th, and then square root of 15b. Before I go over any questions, just make sure you have 1 through 6 checked. Okay, Michelle, number 7. Say that again. Good job. 4CD. Nathan M, number 8. Good job. 6x squared, and then square root of 3xy. It's way down here in a box. Number 9, Ray. Negative 2y square root of 5x. Yep. 10 is 5a square root of 2a. Number 11, Jackie. Good job. Alexis, number 12. Good job. Number 13, Neil. Good job. 14. Shane, go ahead. Good job. Okay, number 15, Skylar. Good job. Number 16, Neil. Okay, good job. What number? Okay. And then we need to go to check the back ones. So make sure you have the front checked. Does anyone else need me to go back to a number before we check the back ones? What number, Kevin? Okay. Neil, did you check them? Okay, 5 is right here. Camille, any other numbers you need to check? 15? Okay, 15 should be 9m squared n square root of 3m. Lots of m's and n's. Nathan S? What, number 5? Okay, it's right up here. 20 square root of 10. Okay, let's go to the back. The 3 you had on the back, some of you did the wrong numbers. You were supposed to do the 8, 10, and 11 way at the bottom here. So we're going to go over 8, 10, and 11, bottom right-hand corner. Those are the 8, 9, and 10 that you should have done. So number 8 should be, well, I guess I don't have the answer written up here. Yeah, sorry, 8, 10, and 11. That's what I meant to say. Thank you, Gia. Gia, would you like to tell us what you got for number 8? But you have to keep simplifying. Square root of 8 you can reduce to square root of 4 times square root of 2. So not completely. Did anyone simplify the 8? Alexis, what did you get? Good. 2 times the square root of 2 over 5. Okay, number 10. So I had you do 8, 10, and 11. Number 10, Kevin?
2x over 5.
Good. 2x over 5. And number 11, Grace? Awesome. Y times the square root of 11y over 3. Okay, so before I ask for questions, does anyone need me to go back to any other numbers? Okay, so questions on anything on the back. Let's start with the back. 8, 10, and 11. Gio? No, because you're not taking the square root of y. It's really square root of 11y times square root of y squared, but the square root of y squared is y. So once you take the square root of something, Gio, it moves out of the radical symbol, and you need to put it in front. Does that make sense? Okay. Jordan? Sure? Anyone on 8, 10, or 11? All right, how about the front? Anything on 1 through 16 you need me to go over? Jordan, what number? 12? Okay. Okay, number 12, Jordan, did you write down what you broke yours down into or no? Okay, so what I did is broke mine down into 25 times 6, because that's the largest perfect square that goes into 150. So I left the -3 in front. I did 25 times 6. Who can remind us what would we change a to the 7th to? If you have a variable to any number besides 2, what can we change it to, Grace? Good job. Square root of 8 to the 6th times a, and then I'm going to leave c squared inside its own radical. What was the rule that when you take the square root of a variable with an even number exponent, what's the shortcut, Peyton? Yep, it's always a perfect square, so how do you take the square root of a variable with an even numbered exponent? Amberly? Good, divide by 2. So Jordan, does this make sense so far? Okay, so I'm going to circle. This is a perfect square. This is a This is a perfect square, and this is a perfect square. The square root of 25 is 5. So the 5 here you need to multiply by -3 because there's a number in front. That's how you get the -15. Square root of 8 to the 6 is a to the 3rd. Square root of c squared is c. And then the 6 and the a have to stay inside. So, you okay? Okay. Anyone else in the front, Peyton? Yeah, go ahead. Camille? Number 16? Okay. Camille, do you remember what you broke yours down into? Say that again. You didn't? Okay. So what I did on this one is I changed 16. The negative in front just stays there. I changed mine to 64 times 5. And then y to the 8th times y, square root of y, sorry. And then square root of z to the 10th. Okay. Yep, it's a 9. Are you okay then? And again, you don't have to use the largest perfect square. You'll still get the same answer. It's just save yourself some steps. Steve? Number 5. Okay. Okay, number 5, Steve, do you know what you broke yours down into or no? You did 104. Be careful, 100 times 4 is 400. That's probably a lot. You want to do 10 times 100. That's at least the largest perfect square that goes into it, so it's the easiest thing to do. Do you want me to write that up here, Steve? You okay? And then once you take the square root of 100, which is 10, that needs to move in front, because you need to multiply that by 2. And be careful on those. Even when they throw a negative in front, they just want you to multiply it. Amberly? 14 should be 10xz square root of 2yz. You need me to do it? Sure. Gio? No. A 100 times 100 is not 1,000. That's why. Anyone else? Okay. I want to do one more thing with you, but give me thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs down at this point with simplifying radicals. I know some of you are still probably thumbs in the middle. Drew, are you serious about that? You don't have any questions on the homework? Okay. All right. I want everyone to go back to your warm-up, flip to the back. So go back to your warm-up, which is page 140, flip to the back, please. And just a reminder, please make sure if you guys have trouble with something, please make sure that you ask. Okay, whether it's going over a problem, whether maybe it's the process, please ask. Because this is the last full class period that we're going to spend on this, so just make sure you let me know. Okay, we're going to do this page together, the whole thing. Some of them are really easy. Some of them are going to make you think a little bit more. So number 1, who can explain to us what the square root of x to the 16th is? So who can explain to us? Evan? Okay, well, how did you get that? Awesome. Awesome, perfect. So it's x to the 8th because it's an even numbered exponent, so your answer is x to the 8th. Okay, Drew, what's the answer to number 2? Good, how did you get that? Good job, it's a perfect square. Number 3, what's the first thing that we need to do on number 3? Grace, what's the first thing? Good, so let's multiply. The numbers in front need to be multiplied together, and you should all be writing with me. 4 times 4 is 16. And then we're going to multiply what is inside the radicals. 3x times 4x is 12x squared. Hopefully you guys remember from the beginning of the year, x times x is x squared. What's the second step? What is the second thing we need to do? Drew's second step. Okay, tell me what you're doing. You're skipping ahead. Okay, but we should separate it to what first? Good job. So 4 times 3 times x squared, each of them is in their own radical symbol. We are going to circle what is perfect, which is the 4 and the x squared. Okay, Gio, what do we do when we take the square root of 4? What do we do with the 16 that's left in front? Good. So square root of 4 is what, Gio? 2. So then 2 times 16 is 32. What's our answer going to be? Abigail? Awesome. 32x times square root of 3. Any questions on that one? Okay. Number 4. I want you guys to do on your own. So go ahead and try number 4 on your own. Just like number 3. Remember, mush them all together first. If you get 4 done and you're pretty confident, go ahead and move to the next one if you want. What's the square root of 4? Careful. Yep. What's the square root of a squared? Oh, you forgot a times a is a squared. That's what you did wrong. You just forgot about that. How'd you get 30 out here? We need to redo that one. How'd you get a 10 in here? 4 times 6 is not 10. We're on the back of the warm-up page on number 4. Again, if you finished 4 and you want to go to the next one, go ahead. Just want to make sure you guys are okay. 8 and 3 are not perfect squares, so why would you change it to that? You know what I mean? So don't change it to something if they're not perfect squares. Sorry. Good. 12 and 2 are not perfect squares. I would change this to 6 times 4. Your initial split up should be something's a perfect square. Okay, so just some little mistakes I saw. Very first thing you need to do, guys, is multiply what's in front of the radical and what is inside the radical symbols. Make sure you're multiplying and not adding. That's something I noticed when I was walking around. Square root of 24 breaks down into 6 times 4. So when you split them up initially, don't split them up just to split them up. Look for a perfect square that goes into this number. It doesn't have to be the largest, just a perfect square. Then take the square root of everything. Square root of 4 is 2. 10 times 2 is 20. Square root of a squared is a. And then you're left with square root of 6 inside the radical. Those of you that had you fix it when I was walking around, are you okay? Okay. Number 5 is really easy. What's the answer? Really easy. Jordan. Good. X over 5. Number 6 is also really easy. Abigail, what's the answer? Good. 3 over 8. Very, very easy. Questions on those 3? Okay, number 7, let's do it together. Abigail? Or you want the answer? You're going to give us the answer? Is that what you're going to say? Go ahead. Awesome. Raise your hand if you got that answer. Okay. And she said 2x cubed times the square root of 3x. Nathan asked you a question? Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. So here's what Abigail did. At least this is what I think she did. She broke it down into 4 times 3. Square root of 4 times square root of 3. Square root of x to the 6, and then square root of x. Very good job. The only perfect squares we have here is square root of 4 and square root of x to the 6. So 2x to the 3rd, square root of 3x. Okay, Gio. Okay, raise your hand if you have number 8 done. Okay, if you didn't do number 8, do number 8. If you didn't do number 9, do number 9. I'll give you guys a second. Some of you guys are done, some of you are not. So go ahead and try 8 and 9. I'll give you a couple minutes. So make sure you guys are thinking about 8 and 9. If you're done, just be patient for a couple minutes. Okay, you guys are doing really well. Can't get any better. Okay. Look at this. All right, Nathan M., what did you get for number 8? Awesome. Number 9, Nathan S. Good job. Okay, any questions on anything on that page? Positive. Gio. Sure? Drew. Number 9? Okay. So number 9, whoops. Drew, do you know what you broke yours down into, or is that what you're stuck on? Okay, so square root of 36, square root of x to the 4th, square root of x, square root of y to the 8th. And the only thing I really changed, Drew, is the x to the 5th can be broken down into x to the 4th times x. So perfect square, perfect square, perfect square. You can do that, but then you need to break x to the 3rd down into x to the 2nd times x. So if you're more comfortable with breaking them down into x squared, go for it, but do x squared, x for x to the 5th. You sure that makes sense? Okay. Anyone else? All right, here's what we're going to do. If you have a piece of paper, I need you to take it out. If you have a piece of paper, I need you to take it out. And this is going to be, if you don't finish in class, it's going to turn to homework. So if you have a blank piece of paper, take it out. If not, I will get you one in a second. So this is going to turn into your homework. I wasn't sure how much time we would have and how you guys would be with this, so we're going to stick to this for today. I'm going to wait to move on until tomorrow. Okay, put your name on this. If you have loose leaf, you're going to need it for this, so also put your name on that. Okay, raise your hand if you need paper. I'm just ripping apart my yellow notebook, so you can use yellow lined paper. The loose leaf I ordered should be coming. I just don't know when. It's up to the secretary to bring it to me. 1, 2. Nathan M., you don't need paper now. Just Peyton in this room. Make sure you keep your hand up if you didn't get paper yet. If you need it. Welcome. Do you need paper? Okay. Pass one back to Nathan S., please. Do you need paper? Here you go. You're supposed to keep your hand up. All right, so here's what you're going to do. 9.2c is, of course, the harder version of 9.2. This is the honors version worksheet, which is what you guys are. So you have about 12 minutes. If you'd like to work with someone, you may, but we're going to do something different. If you work with someone, I need one person in your group to come up to see me at the podium after you complete numbers 1 through 3. I want to check them, okay? If you work by yourself, after you finish 1 through 3, come up and see me. I want you to do the same thing with numbers 4 through 6. If you do well with the first 6, you're then on your own. To me, I'm assuming you're probably fine. If you get stuck or have trouble, come up and see me at the podium. This should work a little bit faster. So again, you can work with someone if you want, just one person. Make sure you're working on it. Make sure you're both showing your work and doing the problems, but you do not have to work with someone. After 1 through 3, come up and see me so I can check it for you. I'll just give you some check marks. After 4 through 6, same process. You're going to do the whole thing. The word problems are not that hard. What you don't finish in class is homework. Tomorrow we're moving on, so use this time and use your homework tonight to make sure you know what you're doing. Does that make sense? Okay, so go ahead and move if you want. Just make sure you're doing your math, and then remember the directions of coming up to see me.